you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid.
Hello. Good evening. Oh, this is a rare event, huh? Going live at 8 o'clock in the evening on a Tuesday night. Hey, I was coming home from a school event with our grandkids, and Ron Darrell called and wanted me to pass out that his computer is on the fritz. So he is going to be off the air for a few days. There's no health issues or anything, but he just wanted me to pass that on and let everybody know. Hang on one second. I need to close the door here. All right. Lucas is out playing in the other room. So let's see who we have here. We got Step Van. Dan popped in. Good to see you, Dan. There's Badge. What's up, Badge? So anyway, I figured I did a community post to let everybody know that reads those that Ron Darrell will be out of business for a little while. But anyway, I wanted to jump on here and let everybody know. There's CR View. Good evening, Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. Hey, Catherine Cook is here. Ringo is here. Howdy. All right. Pamela G is here. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah. Ron's off the air, so you're stuck with me, buddy. You can come up here and keep me company if you want. I don't even know how I did that. Yeah, there we go. Copy. Paste. I'll throw a link in for anybody that wants to jump up here and say hello. Yes, Tuesday night. Hedgehog is here. Hello. Lucas is doing well. He's out there playing with his toy. He's got a big old Kong toy that we put snacks in, so he's out there banging it around the front room. There's Steve and Tina. Hello. Missed your live. I think you had one recently. I rang the bell, but I didn't make it over there. Sooner JH Travels. John is here. Hello. There's Tommy. She Devil Adventures. Got to get over there and catch up on your bus build, Tommy. There's Diane Phoenix. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I don't know if this means lingerie or morning attire. There's Misha Lee. Hello, hello, Misha. Good to see you. I started off, just putting a community post up. This is when Ron Darrell usually goes live about this time, and he called me on the way home. Said his computer's on the fritz. He can't get it connected to the internet, and everybody worries about him when he's not up here doing his pop up. So I thought I might as well jump on here and let everybody know, and so people don't worry about him. So if you talk to anyone who's looking for Ron Darrell, he is fine physically, but his computer is not. PSV Odyssey is here. Hello, hello. Headed to bed. I won't be too long after you. Yeah, D. Live in the evenings, huh? I've been corrupted by these guys, Ron Darrell and Badge and those guys. They've been keeping me up late. Haven't met you in PJs yet, right? Yeah, won't be too much longer. I'm not a late nighter typically. I'm a early morning person. Look at that. We got Mellow Nomadic Adventures. Marshall's in the house. Hello, Marshall. I was just watching one of Marshall's videos he posted today. He's working on his van, building the interior on it. It's looking really good. Everybody's saying hello. Look at that. We got Chris in the house. Busby Adventures. How you doing? Chris has been involved in looking for a missing person. And I don't know if they found him or not, but I think they're still looking. We should get you to do the night shift, Steve, huh? I don't know about that, Badge. Although I get a little different mix of people because, at 8 o'clock Monday morning, I am, a lot of people aren't awake. So there's Mo Bang for your bucks. Good to see you, Tim. Man, oh man, I'm shaking everybody out of the woodwork tonight. My gosh, we got 17 in here already. So we had a event at the elementary school for our youngest granddaughter. They had their last evening event of the year, which was an art display where first through sixth grade displayed all their artwork that they've been making. And parents and grandparents walked around and oohed and awed everything and listened to some music. There were kids that were dancing. There were kids that were playing music. It was a good time. Really a good program. And the principal is retiring here in about a month. And I think this is one of her last events. So we're always interested in seeing that stuff with grandkids. And this is the last one. This one's in sixth grade. This is the last sixth grader we have, and she'll be off to seventh grade next year. Yeah, no, bad. You're still in bed on Monday morning. Yeah, I'm an early riser, so I like to get up and watch the sun come up. Where's Tim at? Is, Mobang, are you still home there in California? Okay, Sebastian Rogers, and we're still looking, okay. So, Busby Adventures is involved in finding Sebastian. I don't know the whole story, but I've been watching your posts. They've been, looking in different areas, water, related, to try to find him, and so far they have not. So Sebastian Rogers is still missing, so hopefully they find him. Just waiting for Homer to get home from a job with Sam. All right. Yeah, for sure, Diane. The Night Owls. Well, I remember there was a group of YouTubers that did. You remember those that did the 24/7, 365 streams where they would trade off hosts and they just kept it going. And Adventures of Traveling Mike was involved with that. And I think they made the record books for the longest live stream. But it was interesting to jump on there and chat, and some interesting conversations. Love that autocorrect, huh? Okay, California until June. Gotcha. Hendersonville. Okay, that's where they're searching, I guess. So Diane, do you know this person, Sebastian? I know, I know. What's up with the pop-up live? Ron Darrell called me while I was on the way home. He asked me to let everybody know that his computer is giving him trouble, so he's not going to be able to go live for a few days. And when he disappears and goes MIA, everybody worries. So I thought I'd jump on here and let everybody know. So if you know someone who's looking for Ron Darrell, you'll be out of business for a little while. But he is physically okay. All right, Diane knows the case. Okay. I modded a 24-hour. Heaven help me, never. I know it's tough, huh? Yeah, that's great. Okay, the 15-year-old autism. All right. Yeah, that's terrible. He's been gone how long, Chris? Quite a while, huh? He's got a new computer, Tim. He's got a new computer with a big old screen, and he said it's the internet connection seems to be the issue. His hotspot he's having trouble with, and he hasn't been able to get it working. So, yeah, he just bought it. So hopefully he gets it fixed up pretty soon. Okay, so he's been gone missing for 2 months and 4 days. Wow. So there's no sign of him anywhere. No one's found any clothing or cast-offs or a wallet or shirt or anything, Chris? Marshall says hi to everybody. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Right, Badge, huh? He needs a GoFundMe for Starlink. But then you gotta learn how to operate it. Oh, you think that's what it was? He's out surfing bad places? Recently, there was a development, not sure yet. Okay. Excuse me. Marshall, that van's looking good, buddy. It's a very unique build on that. You're doing some stuff that no one else is doing, and utilizing that space real well. So I look forward to checking it out next time you get out here to Arizona. There's Gracie. I think she's her and Jock are up in Idaho, right? Good to see you, Gracie. Gracie's a channel member. Step Van Dan's a channel member. Mo Bang for Your Bucks is a channel member. Who else we got in here? I think that's everybody. There are channel members. Sam, and your prayers, you headed to Texas. His dad's not doing well. Idaho. Love Idaho, Pamela says. You know, I don't think I've ever camped in Idaho. Boise. All right. Okay, send warm weather, Gracie says, up to Boise. Oh, John, you're up there too? John's one of my newest channel members. Thanks for the support, John. Appreciate it very much. And Box Fan D, that's right, D. How could I miss you? You were the first channel member. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. There's Bernay. What's up, Bernay? Good to see you. Well, we got everybody in the house here. Maybe I should do this more often. I don't have anything to talk about, so you guys will have to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I usually have a list of things on Monday morning to throw out there and kick around, but I didn't bring anything tonight. Yep, Step Van Dan. All right, let's see what Pamela is doing. Cooked in my brother's hunting camps in Idaho. Something else in the backcountry. Very cool. Yeah, a lot of hunting up there, huh? Yep, she's good, Chris. She's doing good. She had kidney stone there for a while, but she's got rid of that, and she's back throwing the ball for Lucas and playing, and back to her normal routines. Weekend Arvine is here. Howdy. Good to see you. Thanks, Robert. Yep, she's doing well. Yeah, you got that right. Renee saying hello to everybody. Kidney issues suck. You know what that is, huh, Diane? I'll tell you, the really frustrating thing about when your spouse or your partner is ill, not feeling good, is a husband, it's my job to fix things, right? Well, some things I can't fix, and that was one of them. So she was hurting so bad. The way she described it was that it's worse pain than childbirth. And I believe it because, I took her got partway to the ER, had to stop and call for an ambulance. They took her the rest of the way in. And I mean, I've never been sick enough to where I was throwing up. The pain was so bad, but that's what she was dealing with. And then she actually passed out in the ER. You know how you go into the ER and you sit there for hours and hours and hours? Um, we were there for an hour and a half. And unless you're bleeding or you got an arm hanging by a string or something, you're going to wait your turn. And she actually passed out in the ER. And then they finally got her a room and took care of her. But it took an hour and a half. It tells how much of life we all have, right? We jumped into a live. I was on Paula's live last night. Did you guys see that? Her and Nate were live last night for an hour. That was fun to see them. Look at that. We even got Janice here. Good afternoon, Janice. Look at that. I'm on at a decent time for you. It's a decent time for Janice from Oz. Oh, pancreatitis. Yeah. Ooh, that's your pancreas, right? Like it gets inflamed. That doesn't sound fun either. Everybody's saying hi to Janice. Adele is here. Hello, hello. Good to have you. Somehow I missed Johnny's live, but saw this one tonight. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I caught Johnny's last live. She's working on her 13th van. She just started her 13th van. It's amazing she's done that many. But she's one of the best, and every build is unique that Johnny does, and they're all tailored to the owner. Now, she built Gracie and Jacques' van, and I did a tour on that when they were down here in Ironwood. And boy, that thing is just beautiful. Is that when Diane, you fell or something, or you fell, right? You fell or you had a dog run into you? There is Hawkins Family Adventures. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Sandra. Right, beats 3 a.m. in the morning, huh? So, Janice, do you take a nap since we keep you up? You must take an afternoon nap so you can stay up till 3 in the morning. John P., good to see you. Good to see you. You're right about that, Pamela. Naps are wonderful. Dee's not tagging. She's having dinner. Well, you eat late, D, huh? 8:30 in the evening, you're eating dinner. Janice says, I don't usually surface until about lunchtime. So you're one of those late sleepers. I have never been able to do that. I'm up at, for years and years, I had to be to work at 6, sometimes 5 in the morning, which meant I was up at 3. And I did that for 20 years, over 20 years. So I'm used to getting up early. Now, when I'm sleeping till 6, that's pretty late for me. Oh, yikes. That sounds painful. Bruised kidneys. Boy, that must have bruised them pretty bad for them to shut down. So you were in the hospital for a little while. I thought I heard that. All right. Thanks, Sandra. Good luck at work. I know that's a new position for you, so you'll do just fine. Stay out of the bull crap. Just put your nose to the grindstone. Do your job. Don't worry about anybody else's, and you're going to be just fine. We've all been there. Oh, you don't sleep. I nap twice a day. I've been known to have 2 naps too. Although I don't call the first one a nap. Usually I just call it checking my eyelids for leaks. You're one of those, huh, Janice? 6 hours. I probably do that because I'll go to bed at 9 or 10 and I'm up at if I'm to bed at 9, I'm awake by 3. So I'm about the same way, Janice. If I get a good 6 hours, I'm in pretty good shape. But then I got to take those 2 naps later on. Yeah, been there, done that, Sandra. Been there. Oh, that's my neighbor calling. So I'm going to decline that and let her leave me a message. I think she just is getting home from a trip. I was feeding her bird while she was gone. I thought Chris was going to start bawling when he mentioned today being Suzanne's birthday. "30 minutes to 5 here, huh?" All right. Chris, you have a good evening. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much, buddy. And we'll keep your mission in our prayers, and hopefully they find out what's going on and get that young man back home. That's right, Pamela. They do need inspecting. And sometimes, it's during maybe a YouTube video that I'm watching to make sure I give somebody some hours that they need. Sometimes it's just a quick 10-minute combat nap, as I used to call them. Got to roll. The wife is calling. Good, Dan. We know who the boss is in your house, so you better head out there. It's the same boss I have in my house. Come up about 3 to 4. Have to fight myself from going to sleep in my laptop. I hear you. All right. We're at 30 minutes already. We got 21 people cruising around in this house. That's very good. Cool. D does power naps too, huh? All right. They say naps are good for you. I'd rather take a nap than be grouchy. Because when I'm grouchy, I don't want other people grouchy. And when Oki's grouchy because I made her grouchy, then I'm really gonna get it. I'm really gonna get it. Hey, Lily, good to see you. Oh, Kathleen's got some advice for me. She's not your boss, she's your keeper. LOL, right? Okay, we got Pamela G's boss, short, furry, and has 4 legs. Very bossy, too. Yeah, Lucas is kind of like that, too. He doesn't take no for an answer. When it's time to go play, he's going to be down here lifting my arm, wanting me to go outside. Oh, it's a siesta. It's lights out for several hours, and my routine is really thrown out of whack. And that's the way Oki is. She doesn't nap. I don't know how she can do that. Once in a great while, she will. But she says if I take a nap in the afternoon, that she has trouble sleeping at night. Oh, Mobang says, my wife sure is a keeper. She keeps all of his money. Oh, geez. My granddaughter asked me for some money. I said, go talk to grandma. So Oki's got all the money. Five days. Wow. CPR 3 times, huh? Ooh-wee. Well, glad you're still with us, Diane. Sounds like you had a rough time. So they gave Oki some morphine. That's some good stuff. I've had that years and years ago. A couple decades ago, I had morphine, and it works really well. It's been around forever. They used it in the battlefields when you had wounded that were in pain. So they gave her a morphine drip, and that took the pain away. And then she just had to wait for that kidney stone to move. Munching a pear and my fingers are sticky. Yeah, pears are sweet and yummy, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. Janice, funny to Steve at a decent time, eh? Eh? You know how those Canadians talk? Eh? Eh? Yeah, 1:40. She's doing good, huh? She's being nice because it's 1:40 in the afternoon. She's not at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, so just to repeat, I got on here tonight and I put a community post up that Ron Darrell Adventures computer is down, and he had some health challenges before, and he just kind of went MIA, so we didn't know what happened to him. So he asked me to let everybody know that he's fine. His computer is not yet, and so he's going to be off the air for a few minutes. So if you're in a live stream and somebody asks about him, let them know he's fine and he'll be back up doing his pop-ups as soon as he gets his computer fixed. That's right, Kat, you are retired now, huh? Yeah, you were cooking all the time. That's all you did was nap, right? Because it was like 4 hours and you were up cooking again. There's Lonnie. Hi, Lonnie. Yep, just doing a pop-up live tonight. I watched one of Crafty Traveler's videos today. That was fun. She had a little damage on her RV on her last trip there in California. So hopefully you're able to get that repaired. And it wasn't too extensive. It did look like a pretty good scrape, though. Well, he works it pretty hard. He works that computer pretty hard. I mean, he's up here every single night. And Brene saying hello. We had a great time with Lonnie when here in Ironwood. She did a class for us at our meetup, at our Ironwood meetup, a painting class, and I sat in on that, and it was pretty fun. I learned a lot. Watercolor painting. Yes, I did see your ouchie, and I feel for you. I've had a couple of ouchies on mine too. The second and final time. All right. Well, good for you. And did I hear, Kat, you were working on a van or setting a van up for doing some traveling? Is that right? Yeah, those guardrails, right? And in California, I know up there where you live, Lonnie, I know those roads are not real wide in some of those places. Yeah, yeah, Grandma Kelly. Yeah, yeah. I watched her this morning. Yeah, she's another great supporter. Grandma Kelly does a live stream every Tuesday morning, and she actually gives away money. Oh, my laptop goes all day. Mine does pretty much too. Yeah, come to think of it, Janice, he probably doesn't work as much because he doesn't make a lot of videos anymore. He's done that in the past. Cat, they could change to tell people not retired, they'll leave you alone, right? Well, if you're going to be out here next year, Lonnie, we'd probably take you up on that. It was a lot of fun. That at the meetup, we had a tent, a community tent, and we had all kinds of anybody who wanted to teach a class or anything. We had uh, Crafty Traveler was there teaching watercolor. We had a young lady there that was teaching weaving. What else did we have there? I forget now, but that we had all kinds of stuff. We had food in there. Oh, that was Highway 20 going west over to the coast. Okay. All that wind is probably what threw you into that guardrail, huh? Minivan, new tires, battery, fluids, Fush. That's good. So, Kat, are you doing what kind of interior you're doing? Have you seen Marshall's channel? He's working on his. He's got his set up really nice. Yeah, she is. She's a sweetheart. Oh, curvy. Okay, not a whole lot of wind, but curvy. Yeah. Well, Kat, you are in the Midwest, right? You're in South Dakota. You just heading south? That's right. That's right. Acrylic painting and rock painting. That's right. That's what else we did at Ironwood. It was a good time. Stained glass too. That's right, Dee. Thanks for reminding me. That was Jane Bray. Jane Bray did the stained glass. That was really cool. Hey, there's Naj. Boy, Naj, you're up late. what is it, 3-hour difference? And it's like pushing midnight where you're at, right? Yeah, that's right, Tim. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a channel member too, Naj. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, appreciate that. 20 thumbs up. That's pretty good for an old man in Southern Arizona at 9 o'clock in the evening on a Tuesday night. Yeah, she's up by Willett, right? And she was heading to the coast. Okay, so it's a true no bill, just a bed, fridge, bucket, and cooking gear. All right, Kat, what color is your bucket? Inquiring minds want to know. Do you have a Lowe's bucket or do you have a Home Depot bucket? So that's the difference between orange and what's the blue. Lowe's is blue and Home Depot's orange, or you could have a red one, which is Harbor Freight. They have the red buckets. West of Willits, lots of redwoods. Yeah, it's got to be a beautiful area. Never been up there. Never been up there. I think the farthest north we have been on the California coast. Geez, I don't even know. Um, I'd have to look at the map, but north of LA, where the seals are, Seal Beach, been through there. That's about as far north, I think, on the coast that we've been, but it's no fun driving that coast with a motorhome. We did it on motorcycles years ago, and it was a lot of fun. 11:50 p.m. It's early for Naj. I hardly ever make it that late. Thanks, Dee. Appreciate it. Oh, you're cruising around Nebraska. That's cool. So Oki and I were stationed in Nebraska. Geez, when was it? I have to look up there. Stationed in Omaha, Nebraska, when we were in the oh when we were in the Air Force, and it was funny. We were cruising around the little town where my dad grew up and where his parents farmed, Ithaca, Nebraska. And Oki and I went into a cafe to have a slice of pie and a cup of coffee. And this older lady that was waiting on us looked at me and she said, "You look like a buyer." I said, "Well, I am." She said, "I thought so." So my family had farmed that area for a generation or two, a couple generations, and had uncles that were farmers and stuff. And this woman knew my buyer family from the farmers that used to come in there. I'll never forget that. I remember that till the day I die. And she was fairly old, and she was working part time there, make a little money. But Ithaca, Nebraska, and Wahoo are the two little towns where my dad grew up. Oh, May 28th. That's the deadline, huh? Hopefully they get it fixed up for you. Yeah, Lucas does that too. He clears the room out. Wally World are white buckets. Okay, we got white buckets, but Kathleen's is black. That's probably a good color for a poop bucket. Sheetrock, the bucket green and white. That's right, Ringo. Yeah. Those work good too. Oh, white one, Canadian Tire, eh? Canadian Tire, eh? Okay, 2.5 hours north of San Francisco, up 101. Okay, right up 101. Look at that. We got Sonia in the house. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you all the way here from the East Coast of the United States. Offutt Air Force Base. That's exactly where we were at. I was assigned to SAC headquarters back then. I was in munitions and was assigned to the headquarters there at Offutt for 3 years. And so we were able to hook up with some old relatives that we hadn't seen in a long time since I was a kid. And we cruised around and, looked at the old farms where my dad grew up and farmed there. We went to the cemetery there in Ithaca and, visited headstones where a lot of our family and shirt tail relatives were buried there. It was a good 3 years. It was busy at work because I was, gone a lot, but it was nice. Reconnected with an aunt and uncle there, and visited them quite a bit. So it was a good time in Nebraska. And then my sister is in Iowa, northeastern Iowa, so she wasn't too far away, and we were able to see her quite a bit. And then her kids, also there. Okay, we got a Sherwin-Williams gray, Ben Williams a white. We got all kinds of bucket colors. I like the black though. I think black's appropriate. Oh, I have some pink buckets from Lady Nights at my local farm store. I should say you might try that, Pamela. There might be some lady van lifers out there that might need one. All right, Dee. May do a pop-up later. Thanks, Dee. You take care and give Maxie a hug for us. We'll see you later. AutoZone has a white bucket. Okay. All right. So we've got bucket colors covered pretty well tonight. Mo, don't do a bucket. All right, Lily. Oh, you're saying goodnight to Dee and Maxie. Okay. That's right. You were at Offutt too, huh, Tim? Okay, now I got to go look at mine. You were 89 to 92. I got to go look at my thing up here. All right. So I got one of these. They call them a shadow box. And it has all my stripes, my rank, and everything on there. It has a flag that was flown over the Capitol in honor of my retirement. And let's see. Started off at Davis-Monthan in 1974. Went to Kadena Air Base, Japan. Hill Air Force Base, Utah, back to Kadena Air Base, Japan. Pease Air Force Base, New Hampshire, was there until January of 90. Offutt, there it is. Offutt was January 90 to May of 92. And then from there, I went to Langley in Virginia, spent 3 years there, and retired the end of 95. So that's how I remember where I was in the Air Force. I've got that hanging up there. That was a retirement gift from headquarters Langley Air Combat Command, where I was at when I retired. That's a nice memento and something I can hand down to my kids. Yeah. So I was there. You were there 89 to 92. But you were there after I was. No, you were there a long time, 3 years. I was there after you. Let's see, off at 90 to 92. Okay. So 90 to 92. We were there about the same time, Tim. So you were out on the flight line. I was out in the up in the headquarters there. That's interesting, huh? Nice overlap there. Staples are out. Slow and steady we go. Yeah. Glad to see you're on the mend, Sonia. Yeah, thanks, Tim. That was a nice memento. No bending, twisting, or driving. Ew. That back surgery is pretty tough. Well, thank you, Lily. Appreciate it very much. I was proud to serve, and I think Mo Bang for Your Bucks would say the same thing. And even Badge served in the military up there in Canada. Yeah, yeah, we were a big base. It was a big base, and he was out doing real work in the flight line, and I was flying a desk in the headquarters. 25 years. Wow. Oh, that's nice. Son's full time, 24 years. Yeah, I did 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days. Thank you, Lonnie. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it very much. We won't be here much longer, but appreciate you coming in, and thanks for the support on the channel. Appreciate it. Small world, eh? Yeah, that's right, Tim. Small world, eh? Yep, it's Tim time. Well, thank you, Lily. It's something, and Tim and Badge probably can confirm this, but for a person who's been in the military like I was for that long, when somebody says thank you very much, we really don't know how to answer. It's kind of uncomfortable. But I learned to just acknowledge that, and because we don't go into the military because we want the glory of it. We A lot of times you go in, you know, yeah, you go in to help your country, but you also need a job. And I was a young man uh, flipping hamburgers for $1.40 an hour. And one day my dad asked me, "So, son, what are you going to do with your life?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm making pretty good money. I'm driving my 62 Corvair and I'm keeping gas in it, buying a loaf of bread every payday, bringing some chicken home, some hamburgers home once in a while." And so dad told me one day, he said, "I want you to go talk to my friend down the road. He just retired from the Air Force. And he can give you some information on what it's like." And he said, "I think you ought to consider it." Ah, Navy Corpsman. Awesome. Thank you for your service. Yeah, prayers for Sonia. LOL on the ace. Hey. Anyway, I went down and I talked to Bill, Dad's friend, and he told me things like, Okay, they're going to give you 3 square meals a day. They're going to put a roof over your head. They're going to teach you what they want you to do. They're going to send you where they want you to go. They're going to pay you. They're going to give you medical care. They're going to fix your teeth, which were terrible in my case. And by the way, if you stay in 20 years, they'll give you a check for the rest of your life. So I thought, ooh, that sounds pretty good. So that's what I did. I went in and spent 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days, got that check for life along with medical care. Exactly. Thank you for the support. Got the medical care and then got a second career. So I was retired at, how old was I? 38, 39, I think. And I came back to Arizona, got a second job, did a second career, and got another check after 20 years. So um, Lily's saying hello to CR View. Oh, thank you, Gracie. Yeah, Gracie was a nurse, the Portland VA. And boy, oh boy, we need our nurses, huh? That's great. Thank you, Gracie, for doing that. I know I've said thank you before, but I went in for my checkup here at the VA just a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and there was a new nurse there in that worked for my doctor, and boy, oh boy, was she good. And those nurses that have experience like that, when you have a nurse that's, got 10 to 20 years experience, they've seen a lot. And sometimes you get the best advice from nurses compared to a doctor fresh out of school. Well, thank you, Pamela. That says it all right there. Very nice. Thank you. Funny thing is, I just thought of it as a job, right? And I think you do when you're a kid going in, you're thinking, man, I need some bucks, I need some money to live on. And that's what you start off doing. But once you become immersed in that world, and it's a world all its own, they teach you how important it is, the job that you're doing. And what you're doing is you're standing, in the breach, so to speak, where when the flag goes up, you ship out, you go wherever they need you. You carry your gun, you shoot your missiles, you fix your tank, you do maintenance on your airplanes like Tim did, and you do what you have to do. That's awesome. Military did me good too. Yeah, did me too, Tim. Me too. And I'll always be thankful for my military service. And I never feel entitled. No one owes me anything. I did it willingly. I volunteered to go in. Unlike those guys, like, that got drafted and had to go off to Vietnam, I signed on the dotted line, volunteered, and I said, "Put me wherever you need me." And back then, I don't know how they do it now, but you could pick if you could be an admin specialist if you like pencil pushing, or you could be, I wanted to be mechanical, something in the mechanical field. And so you could do a lot. You could be a mechanic and wrenching on trucks. You could be anything mechanical. And what they did was they sent me into the munitions career field. So I did bombs, bullets, and missiles, and worked out in munition storage areas, bomb dumps, basically. And that's what I did for my service. It was my pleasure. Yeah, and Gracie, everybody appreciates it. And they're really short staffed down here for nurses in southern Arizona. I know that when we went to Northwest Hospital when Oki was having her kidney stones, they were short on nurses, and they had uh, some EMTs in there helping out because there just wasn't enough staffing in. If we had to, we'd do it again, and I would too. I had a I had a really great career. All right, back to listening while falling asleep. Well, Ron Darrow is pretty good at putting women to sleep. I'm kind of glad to hear that I'm not as good at putting women to sleep. How did the line worker job pop up? Well, so Ringo, I started off at the electric co-op as a dispatcher. So I came back to Tucson after the Air Force. I went to a just-in-time staffing agency, and I gave them my resume and said, "Find a job for me if you can." And so they did. They told me, they said, "Well, there's an electric co-op down the road that's looking for a dispatcher." And so when your power goes out and you call in and you tell them, "Hey, my power's out," the person who answers the phone was me. And it was a 24/7 operation. So I'd answer the phone, Trico Electric. "Yeah, my power's out." "Okay, give me your address." "Did you hear anything unusual?" "Yeah, I heard a loud bang," or "We had a storm go through and my power pole's laying on the ground," or whatever. And so I would kind of assess the situation, and I would call the line crews out, the line workers that you referred to. But I was initially a dispatcher. So I did that for about a year. And then my boss came in one day and he said, "Hey, the tech shop out back is going to be looking for an apprentice." So here I am, 40 years old. My boss says, "Hey, do you want to be an apprentice? You can go through a 4-year apprenticeship. I'm going to send you to the local community college for training, do some correspondence. You're going to have some OJT, things like that." And I said, "Absolutely, sign me up." So I did a 4-year apprentice after my dispatch job. And so anything that hangs on a pole, like a transformer, voltage regulator, capacitors, substations, where the power comes into your neighborhood through the substations, the electric substations, I worked on all that, learned how to work on all of that. And that's what I did for another 20 years, and then retired back in 2018 from doing that. But I got in there as a dispatcher through a temporary employment agency. That's how I got my foot in the door. And so they tried me out as a temporary worker, and then they decided they liked me, so they put me on the payroll. My uncle was in World War II. Nephew was a medic in the Navy. That's awesome. In fact, mine's getting ready to expire, Tim. I think mine expires in August. I got to run back in and get a new one. Wanted him for a sniper due to his shooting skills. Yeah, the GI Bill was a good deal. I took some education from the GI Bill too. And it was pretty good shooting too. Had to carry that M16 around. And a lot of us have served. Both my father and my dad and father-in-law served. And it's really a good thing for a young man, for an 18-year-old who really doesn't want to know, or a 18-year-old young lady too. It's a good thing to do when you're not sure what you're going to do with your life. Because what happens? Like I said earlier, they give you 3 squares a day, they give you a roof over your head, they give you a paycheck, they train you, teach you what they want you to do, they send you, where they need you, and all you do is collect your check, go out there, do your job, whatever it is, whether you're sitting in a foxhole, driving a tank, working on an airplane, or building bombs and missiles like I did. You go out there and you do your job, and you mature. You really mature when you're in those situations. Yeah, that's good. Medical field when you got out. My husband also served. That's good. Awesome. And you say that, Lily. He said, my husband also served. The families serve too. So when you have, I don't know if you were married at the time when your husband was in, but the husband or wife is in the service. Well, really, the whole family's in the service because your spouse has to put up with that environment, has to take care of the house. When the service person is gone, TDY, or off working long hours, so it's a family affair when you're in the military. Aircraft mechanic, cool. Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, see, a lot of our family was. Oh, I was an American Legion girl. Cool. Korea. That's what my dad was. He was in during Korea. Diving through bombs and napalm, right? That's right. We did what we had to do, eh? Yeah, that's right. And you learned a lot and you matured, right? You matured, you learned a bunch of skills. Meds are kicking in. All right, Diane, you have a good rest tonight. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Lily's going to bed too. Thank you, Lily, for coming in. Appreciate it. Look at that. Linda's in the house. Camp Goer 1. Hello. You're up late tonight. Linda, I just popped on, did a pop-up live to let everybody know that Ron Darrell, if you follow him, Ron Darrell Adventures, is going to be out of service for a while. He's physically just fine, but his computer is on the fritz. So he asked me to let everybody know he's going to be off the air for a while until he gets his computer working. Okay, one of our hourly guys just did the 2-month class. Okay, cool. Yep, that's a good way to do it. Oh, PhD, wow. There's a smart person in Kat's house. Yeah, it was a tough time back then. Ron Darrell was in during Vietnam too, and it wasn't easy for him either. Navy wife and retired as a chief. Yeah, it's a family affair, isn't it, Linda? It's either that or your alternator, Bernays. You might have a bad alternator. The wind talkers and the Pacific fronts had the jab speed. That was the Navajos, code talkers, the Navajo code talkers. Yeah. So the Japanese during World War II, back then they talked over the radio systems they had, but they had to come up with codes so that your enemy could not figure out what you were telling the instructions you were sending out there, right? Or what you were telling them to do, so they had to come up with codes, and they discovered that the Navajo language was a very unique language, and so they had Navajos that were military members back then who were the radio men, and they were the ones that were sending messages out, and the Japanese were never able to break that code. Girl's dad was in the Air Force before I met him. Yeah, I did 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days, Linda. Oh, that's great. Granddaughters are fun, huh? We just went to our granddaughter's school function. She's in 6th grade, and they had an art festival. It was a whole school's art festival, so we were out there this evening checking out all the kids' artwork. We're doing some troubleshooting here for Brene. No, it's probably not that. How many miles does the van have on it? That's your minivan, right? His brother got his PhD, so he had to get one too. So there was a little competition going on there. I hear that. My dad was in the Korean War on the Army, so I think you and I are about the same age, probably, because my dad was in during the Korean War too. Oh yeah, it's the alternator, Brene. That's what we're thinking. Hey Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. Geez, I've been on here for an hour and 12 minutes already. Glad to see you popping in. I can't jump out yet until you've said all your hellos. Oh, that's right. Your house is going up for sale. First open house is Sunday. You're relocating, right, Tim? It's only 8-year old and it's 40,000 miles. That can't be. It might be a bad connection, Renee. Might be corroded connections on your battery. 40,000 miles, if the alternator shouldn't be worn out. Could be a bad battery. If you bought a cheaper battery, sometimes they'll only last a couple years. I would change the battery before I did the alternator. Oh, that's right, Kentucky. Okay. That's where Marshall is. Marshall's in Kentucky. Oh, you had gotten scoliosis. Yeah, that would shut that down, wouldn't it? Bad belt on your alternator? Have you had to jump start it? Yeah, I would look at the battery terminals, Renee, and see if they're corroded. With 40,000 miles, I would suspect a battery before anything else. I wouldn't suspect the alternator's bad yet. Alternators usually don't go bad that quick. Road trip, Tim. Road trip. It usually does, you're right. Well, they can get weak, when they start wearing out. They won't charge quite as well, but sometimes they do just go poof and they quit working. Check charging system, yeah. I'll bet it's just a connection or that battery's gone bad. Yeah, see, if it's a cheaper battery, it's only gonna last a couple years, especially if, like, you're up in, the Dakotas where it's colder than you know what in the wintertime, and down here in the desert where it's hotter than Hades in the summertime, whenever you're stressing batteries like that, they don't last very long. All right, folks, I think, that's gonna be it for me tonight. Again, if you run across anybody who's looking for Ron Darrell Adventures, let him know he'll be out of service for a little while until he gets his laptop working. And 16-year-old Sienna still going strong. Yeah, see, they last a long time. You're right. The newer vehicles are not built real well. They're throwaway stuff. Okay, Janice, you have a great afternoon. Thank you for coming in. You too, Tommy. Appreciate it very much. Yep, those things are good. Those are good to have. That's right, Linda. You know that, huh? All right, Tim, thank you much. Thank you much. Ringo, you take care. Thanks, Pamela. Kat, you take care. John, thank you. Tim and Badge, thank you much, everybody, for coming in. And Tim, good luck on your selling your house. I think it's going to sell right away. I'm sure you'll find a good buyer for it. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate it very much. We'll see. I'm going to run my outro video here. And here's my channel members video for anyone that wants to be a channel member. It's 99 cents a month. And I do things like buy snacks for Lucas, buy a brush to clean my hat, that sort of thing. And a little bit of equipment to do some videos like this. So here's my video for thanking my members. I'll run my outro and I'll see everybody later. Thank you very much.